Hello and welcome to Winning Post Ultra, powered by the Delton Casinos. I am Mandira Lalwani.
In this episode, we travel to London for Royal Ascot, a 5-day race meeting. We'll have this race meeting in two parts, part 1 in this episode and part 2 in the next. We then return back to India for the Colts Championship Stakes from Bangalore. The 2017 Royal Ascot starts on Tuesday the 20th of June and runs for 5 days until the 24th of June. As always, this year's Royal Ascot promises to be as exciting. There are a total of 30 top-class Royal Ascot races, and with 17 group races including 7 Group 1 events, Royal Ascot makes for a fantastic week of top-class racing action. The first race of this year's Royal Ascot on the 20th of June 2017 started off with the Queen Anne Stakes, a Group 1 race over a mile and had 16 runners. Ribchester, trained by Richard Fahey and partnered by William Buick. Mathaiyus, trained by William Huggas, had Jim Crowley in the saddle.
Blue settled 5th or 6th early on. Enard in a yellow jacket is next, and then the white of American Patriot off towards the ride who shows to now Ribchester, nose banded, moving into second. Miss Temple City's behind this. Lightning Spear, one from the right, launch with a challenge. Mathaiyus, blue and white stripes on the cap, is coming into it strongly as well. They head down towards the last furlong, and Ribchester is sent to the lead. Mathaiyus moving into second place. Spectre, the red sleeves, running a big race. Deauville is there. Dutch Connection and Kaspersky behind these. Ribchester's drifting towards the near side. Mathaiyus in second place is trying to get to him, but as they run towards the line, Ribchester and William Buick are the Queen Anne winners.
Settled in 5th by William Buick in the early stages of the mile contest, under a stern gallop set by Ribchester's pacemaker Toscanini, the 4-year-old son of Ifraj ran on resolutely when hitting the front over a furlong out to fend off the challenge of William Huggas's Mathaiyus, who was a length and a quarter behind in second. One race later was the King's Stand Stakes, a Group 1 British Champions Series and Global Sprint Challenge over 5 furlongs, had 17 horses on the card. Lady Aurelia, trained by Wesley A. Ward, had Frankie Dettori on her back. Profitable, trained by Clive Cox, had James Doyle in the saddle.
Lady Aurelia and John Velasquez, oh, she's won by 2 or 3 in great style. Second place is tight with Profitable the far side of Marsha, who stayed on, and Muthmir behind those in 4th.
Wesley Ward's speedster Lady Aurelia produced a devastating display to land her second race in succession at Royal Ascot following her victory in last year's Queen Mary Stakes, and simultaneously providing her American handler with his 8th victory at the Royal Meeting. Up next was the St. James Palace Stakes and had 8 runners in this race. Barney Roy from Richard Hannon's yard had James Doyle in the saddle. Lancaster Bomber, trained by Aidan O'Brien, was partnered by Donacha O'Brien.
To make up, they've got just over a furlong and a half to go. Lancaster Bomber has moved to the front once again, being challenged by the Godolphin pair. Barney Roy coming wide of Thunder Snow. Churchill is no better than 4th as they enter the last furlong, and Barney Roy on the near side now has moved through to Lancaster Bomber and Thunder Snow. Barney Roy in front as they race for the shadows, the post, and Barney Roy wins the St. James's Palace Stakes for Godolphin, with Lancaster Bomber in second and Thunder Snow in third, and Churchill lost his unbeaten record, only 4th.
A jubilant James Doyle was delighted to register another Group 1 victory after he partnered the Richard Hannon-trained Barney Boy to a game success. Always well positioned by Doyle, the Godolphin-owned Colts swooped to the lead inside the final furlong as he eventually mastered O'Brien's other runner in the contest, Lancaster Bomber, who finished a creditable length second. On the 21st of June was the Prince of Wales Stakes and had 8 horses at the starting gates. From Aidan O'Brien's yard was Highland Reel and had Ryan Moore on his back. Decorates Knight, trained by Roger Charlton, had Andre Atzeni in the saddle.
And Highland Reel in the purple has burst through on the inside with Ryan and goes on to win by a length. It's Highland Reel who wins. Decorated Knight and Ulysses together second and third, and Queen's Trust was a length behind those. She ran fourth.
Globetrotting superstar Highland Reel stamped his class at Royal Ascot on Wednesday with a game performance to provide Ballydoyle handler Aidan O'Brien with his 56th victory at the Royal Meeting and his first success of the week at the Berkshire venue. On 24th June, the pattern was the same, a solitary favourite coming through in the 7-event card. After the licence issue was sorted out, racing has not gone kindly for the punters, most favourites choosing to take the back seat.
Start is orders and off they go for the DMC Memorial Cup.
The DM Shivaswamy Memorial Cup, a Class 2 race over 1400 metres, had 14 horses in the parade ring. Rajesh Naredu, trained Lady in Lace, had run a suggestive race over 6 furlongs, and the extended trip was bound to suit the filly fine. But the fact that less heralded apprentice Iyer was in the saddle could have been the reason why the filly found no support by the punters. Namid, trained by Neil Darasha, was the top fancy in this race and would have Suraj Naredu holding the reins.
Back to the leader. Shining Magic is the new leader. Leads this field by about a length and 3/4 in front of Secret Dimension in second, who settled back to run second at this stage. They have been followed by Multi-App towards race Anantara. Then comes Top Striker Namad in between runners. Duke of Clarence being joined on the outside by Avarova. Even more wide on the outside is Lady in Lace as they begin to negotiate the men and straighten up for the final run. Racing Fire to pass towards the rail side as they enter the final run. And they are homeward bound into the final 400 meters. Shining Magic comes to know first the leader by about 2 to the head of Secret Dimension. Namid is the one which is poking through and between runners. Duke of Clarence and Lady in Lace is the one which is beginning to make his run on the outside. But Shining Magic now shortening his stride by about a length in front of Lady in Lace. Now goes ahead is Lady in Lace by about a length and a half in front of Shining Magic. Then comes Namid for the back is Topaz and Duke of Clarence. But Lady in Lace is going to be the winner of the DMC Memorial Cup, from Namid finishing on second.
Lady in Lace circled around the field at the final bell and produced a powerful burst which saw the filly have the race in her lap long way from home. Namid ran on to edge past Shining Magic to get the runner-up position.
Starters orders. They're racing now for the Chief Justice's Cup, losing about 5 lengths at the gate there is Zafir.
The feature event of the day was the Chief Justice Cup for horses of 4 years old and older, over 1800 meters, and had 11 on the card. Mathaiyus, trained by ace trainer Pacey Shroff, had won 4 races in a row back home in Mumbai, but was withdrawn from the gates in the Indian Derby. And this is his first appearance in Bangalore, and is looking to continue on the winning streak with Neeraj Raval in the saddle. The Arjun Mangalorkar schooled Astor Rose on the strength of her impressive effort, a game second behind Sergeant at Arms in her last essay, was fancied most in this race and would have A Sandesh on her back. The Winter Derby winner, Toro Rosso, trained by Irfan Khatala, too had a fair share of his supporters with S. John in the saddle.
3.5 lengths further behind us, Mogadishu. Mathaiyus comes in next. Who makes the rules is beginning to get up on the outside. Mathaiyus and Mogadishu also making some forward moves. Then there is Asteros now being switched on the outside with about 350 left on the straight now. Star Comrade has got a useful lead of about 3.5 lengths in front of Mathaiyus. Asteros is beginning to get up on the outside. Star Comrade is about 2 lengths in front of Asteros and Mathaiyus. And then there is Toro Rosso, but it's now Mathaiyus in the center from Asteros. Mathaiyus, Asteros, Mathaiyus, Asteros, Toro Rosso, Mathaiyus, Asteros, Mathaiyus, Asteros, Mathaiyus, Asteros. It's Mathaiyus and Asteros, and an absolutely close finish.
Jockey Neeraj Raval, who is enjoying a good run in the graded races after ace trainer Pacey Shroff retained him, had the first run on his opponents by quickly grabbing the vantage position at the top of the straight. Mathaiyus got past the pace setter in the final furlong and had a good break when Toro Rosso and Astor Rose began to make their assault. Who Makes the Rules, who was running after last season in the Monsoon Derby in Kolkata, ran a fair race, finishing 4th. Up next was the AMC Gowda Memorial Trophy, a Class 3 race over 1400 meters. Arc Royal from the stables of Irfan Gatala, who ran second in the Kumara Raja MAM Mathaiyus Trophy over 1400 meters on the 17th of February, would be looking for a winning spot here with Nazirul Alam in the saddle. Buscadero, trained by G. Sandhu, who was coming into this race on the back of a win in the Gumbas Plate on the 11th of February, would like to keep the winning streak going with Ryan Marshall on his back.
Royal from Time in second, joining up on the outside is Buscadero. Right behind there comes the next is Amber Crown, and the one which is in fourth at this stage is Courtship with reference keeping company, Masara, and Amber Crown is just on the haunches of Masara. Then comes a Prize Finder with Erika Cruz, Elena in between runners as they begin to negotiate the Ben Masters Glory Color of Gold Noble Sapphire, and running last at this stage is Golden Diamond. They begin to negotiate the Ben and straighten up for the final run, and Arc Royal comes to know first by about a length in front of Time. Buscadero warming up on the outside reference. They've been followed by Masara. Then comes Elena, who's now been produced in between runners. For the back is Erika Cruz. Then comes Amber Crown. But inside the final 150 meters, Arc Royal still the leader. Buscadero is the one which is starting to inch his way on the outside. Masara. Then comes Elena coming in far too late. But Arc Royal is going to win the AMC Gowda Memorial Trophy from Buscadero finishing on second. Masara, Elena. Then comes Courtship, Erika Cruz.
Arc Royal led from the start and skipped clear in the hands of apprentice Nazirul Alam to win the race in fine fashion from Buscadero, who despite being drawn badly, did well to gain the runner-up berth ahead of Masada.
They are racing for the Elusive Memorial Trophy.
The third race on the 25th of June 2017 was the M. Ali Asghar Memorial Trophy, a Class 3 race over 1200 meters and had 15 horses in the parade ring. Ambleside in the silks of Mr. and Mrs. K. and Dhanji Boy, and from Neil Darasha's camp, who had a disappointing 8th in the Y. Surinder Memorial Cup over 1200 meters on the 18th of June, would be looking to improve on that performance, with A. Sandesh holding the reins. China 1, trained by Parvati Bairamji, who ran 4th in the leading owner trophy over 1400 meters on the 18th of March, would be looking for a win here with Irwan Singh in the saddle.
Bold is in that fourth position, keeping company on the outside is the Odyssey. Mantere is the one who's riding about 3 wide off the fence. They begin to negotiate the bend and straighten for the final run. And into the home straight they come, little over 350 to travel in this race. Kaduchi is the leader from China 1 on the outside. These two are battling it out. Then comes another two behind, is the one which is moving up on the outside is Odyssey, and practically in the center. And the one which is coming up a giant surge on the outside is Ambleside, and so too is Hedwig in between runners. But China 1 still the leader from Ambleside. China 1 from Ambleside. China 1 from Ambleside. China 1 from Ambleside. Ambleside from China 1. That's the 1 and 2 for this M. Ali Asghar Memorial Trophy. Hedwig finishes on third. Then comes Amazing Desire. They have been followed by Odyssey, Carducci. For the back is Rare and Bold. Then comes Mantere, Majestic Star.
After walking out from the gates, Ambleside found herself in the rear of the field, as Sandesh, who brought Ambleside along the inside, pulled the fancied runner to the wide outside, and the progeny of Glory of Dancer covered amazing ground to nail the front runner to the post. The second classic of the season, the Colts Championship Stakes, a Group 1 race over 1600 meters, had a quality field of 15 runners in the lineup. One had expected a stiff battle for supremacy, but most of the fancied runners fell by the wayside by the time the race came to a boil. From Kolkata was Castlebridge, who runs in Dr. Vijay Mallya's colours and trained by Bharat Singh, who is coming to this race on the back of 2 wins on the 23rd of Jan and the 11th of February in Kolkata, and would be looking to keep the winning streak on, with Christopher Alford guiding him past the post. From Karthik Ganpati's yard was Perfect Star, who ran 4th in the Poonawalla Breeders' multi-million over 1400 metres on the 26th of February in Mumbai, and would be looking to improve on that performance here with A. Imran Khan on his back. Olympia Fields, trained by Arjun Mangalorkar, who was coming into this race on the back of a win in the His Majesty Plate over 1400 metres on the 13th of May, will be looking for a winning spot here too with S. John in the saddle.
Status orders, a lovely even break of the 15 runners now for the Colts Championship Stakes, and as they settle down to stride, it's Castlebridge who takes over the running. Tutankhamun coming up well from outside to be a close second. Turf Star is in third. After that, there another length further behind there is Kapuri Kapi. Then up on the outside there is Moon Dancer as they head past the 1100 meter marker. Hartnell is just behind them. Big Orange comes in next. Perfect Star about a length further behind is Sea King Xenon, and after that is Bolswana Bolt. Apache Sunrise comes in next. Then there's Olympia Fields 2 lengths behind us. Chief of Command and Ultimate Warrior is the back marker as they head towards the 800. Castlebridge continues to lead this field with Tutankhamun, the favourite, sitting well in second there. After that, there is a Turf Star. Then comes a Moon Dancer in fourth on the outside. Hartnell, Perfect Star. Kapuri Kapi is on the outside. Then there is on the wider outside there's Big Orange. Then there is Olympia Fields is towards the rail. Chief of Command on the wide outside. But it's now on top the straight. It's Castlebridge still in the lead by about a length and a half in front of Tutankhamun coming under stick. Perfect Star is beginning to get up from the outside, but it is still Castlebridge has got a lead of about 2 in front of Tutankhamun. After that there's Olympia Fields and Perfect Star is gaining ground, but Castlebridge is still about 2.5 in front of Perfect Star. Castlebridge is going to win the Colts Championship Stakes from Perfect Star. Olympia Fields, Tutankhamun, Bolswana Bolt. After that there is Top Star, Apache Sunrise.
The Vijay Mallya camp, spearheaded by Zain Mirza, were all delighted with the win by Castlebridge. The Kolkata challenger Castlebridge taking control of the race from the start, and jockey Christopher Alford having the luxury of easing him up at the final stages of the race. The race was run at a good clip, which had many horses struggling to keep pace. The 1 minute 35.85 seconds clocked by the winner was one of the fastest for this event. It was indeed a brilliant performance from the son of the now deceased sire, Burden of Proof. Up next was the Elusive Pimpernel Trophy, a Class 1 race over 1200 metres and had 9 horses on the card. The Pradeep Anaya camp strongly fancied Top Spot to score in the Elusive Pimpernel Trophy after his suggestive performance in his last essay, and would be in the hands of Suraj Naredu guiding him past the post. The Neil Darasha school of Goldberg was fancied most, who ran 5th in the Mayor's Cup on the 13th of May, would be looking to improve on that performance with Vishal Bunde on his back.
They are approaching the 600 meter marker, and it's Silver Chieftain the leader from Goldberg. The lead is now changed to Silver Chieftain with Goldberg in second. Joining up on the outside is Sir Majestic, then comes Top Spot in fourth. Saladin is the one which is standing about 3 wide off the fence. Champagne holds the fence. Ace Padran in between runners. Paul Reward Tabdir Kabacha as they station for the final run-in. And Goldberg comes and grabs the lead by about 2.5 in front of Top Spot. Then another length behind comes the next to Sir Majestic. Silver Chieftain fading out. Ace Badran and Saladin. But Top Spot on the outside from towards the rail side is Goldberg. Top Spot by about a length and 3/4 to 2 in front of Goldberg. It's Top Spot is clear up this field, close to about 3 to the head of Goldberg, finishing on second ahead of Ace Badran. It's a fight for the minor placings for the 3rd, 4th and 5th between Tabdir Kabacha, Saladin and Sir Majestic. Then comes Champagne, Silver Chieftain ending up last for reward.
Top Spot lived up to the promises of his last run with a resolute win. Suraj Naredu was unperturbed on the fancied runner as he brought the speedy Top Spot into strong contention in the final furlong. The progeny of Sussex stormed clear to win with ease from Goldberg, who held off Ace Badran from the runner-up berth.
And that's all we have time for on this episode of The Winning Post. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you've missed anything at all, you can always catch it on our YouTube channel. Remember to follow us on Twitter as well for our tips. And goodbye till we see you next time. May the horse be with you.